Hello, brother. Really, really sorry I cannot be here tonight. You've always been a special place in our family, in my heart, and certainly in my son's lives. You have certainly changed the lives of so many men in this school. And for that, I am always and will always be grateful, as will my family. Thanks, brother. Have a great night.
Brother Casey, you have been such an inspirational figure to so many in the community over the years that we're all truly grateful. On a personal level, I'd like to say thank you for taking a young dean under your wing many years ago and teaching me the business of working with young men in the area of discipline. I know I would not have made it through those early years without you. Thinking about all you have meant to me, I remember thinking before we worked together, I had this impression of Brother Casey, and I know everyone has their story and their impressions of you over the years. I was thinking, you know, brother is this kind of guy. He's kind of a punch him in the mouth, ask questions later kind of guy. And so then when I got to work with you after a while, I realized, hey, brother really is a punch him in the mouth, ask questions later kind of guy. But really, you are so much more than that. The thing that you taught me was working with the whole person, you know, working with a young man who has a difficult problem, but you taught me that you never judged them based upon the incident. You judged them based upon who they were, and you took the time to get to know them, about their families, their sports, you know, their tough classes, their tough days, and you never missed an opportunity to come back to a young man and pick them up when they were down. And I think over the years, that's the legacy that you have left in so many, that you really cared about them. And from me and from my family and from all that you have meant to all of us in the community, thank you.
Brother, you're a month younger than my dad. Every day when I come to the office, you are a father figure to me. You're a great friend to me. You've been a confidant to me. You've been a mentor to me. The passion that you bring to your job and to the mission of shaping these young boys to be men for others has truly been an inspiration to me. I appreciate you, I love you, and I thank you for all the gifts that you have given me.
And when I went in to visit with Father, we went through the job description and all that it entailed. But the last thing that Father said was, Bill, your biggest challenge is probably going to be Brother Casey. And of course I looked at him and said, what do you mean my biggest challenge is going to be brother? He said, well, brother, as you well know, we all believe that education doesn't take place in the absence of discipline. But brother believes in the board of education as a way of disciplining. And of course, in today's litigious society, we can't go there. I did go down and sat down with Brother Casey, and we talked about what the role of the dean and the assistant dean's job was in the school. And I also told him that certainly times had changed, but as Father had said, Brother Casey came from the old school. And we talked about the fact old school just doesn't cut it today. So it was probably about a month and a half later, I was entering the 200 building and walking down the hallway, and I heard this big commotion at the other end of the hall. And I thought, uh-oh, we've got a fight. And so I went running down the hall, and sure enough, there's about 30 of our guys yelling and hollering and screaming and very excited. So I went in the middle of it and started throwing bodies aside to get in the middle so that we could break this up. And lo and behold, I see Brother Casey in the middle. And Brother Casey's doing bicep curls. But instead of a 50-pound weight, he's got a 250-pound tackle, about 6'5", about a foot off the floor. His feet were dangling, but not making contact with the floor. And as Brother Casey would talk to the young man, it seemed as though his head kept smacking into the lockers. And Brother Casey would say, and you will not, bang. And realizing we needed those lockers, I immediately yelled out to Brother, Brother! And Brother sheepishly turned and set the young man gently onto the floor and said, Wade, I'll get back with you.
When my wife Lynn and I found out that we were expecting, we immediately started to think about names for our child, and we found out he was a boy pretty early on, and we wanted to use the name that was for family, and we wanted to use a name that would honor our connection to the Jesuits. We met through Jesuit Volunteer Corps. I went to Jesuit High School and Jesuit College, and so it's been a very important part of our lives to have that connection as well. And we wanted it to sound Italian, and so we said, wow, you know, how can you get a better name that would be Italian and a family name, so to speak, and a name that honors the Jesuits other than Costenzio, Brother Casey's given first name. And it worked perfectly with his name. His first name is Anthony after my maternal grandfather, and his middle name is Costenzio after Brother Casey Ferlita. And we thought it was just really a great way to honor Brother and all the things he's done for the school and for the Jesuits and everything they've done for us in our life. And on his birthday, just a few weeks after we'd found out we were having a boy, I went and asked him on his birthday if we could use his middle name to, or his name to use as Anthony's middle name. And he was very moved and appreciative, and it's been great to have Brother in his life in that regard. The day we brought Anthony home from the hospital, Brother actually had been to the house before us and brought ice cream, which is his favorite thing. He loves ice cream, especially that. So we appreciate Brother allowing us to use his name, and it'll be a good role model for him in so many ways to be named after Brother. And this is Anthony. Anthony Costenzio Scalzetti. Can you say hi? Can you say that's a PH?
So we used to do teacher impersonations every year, and it was something that everyone looked forward to. And everyone had their favorites that they liked to do, and I always enjoyed doing an impersonation of Brother Casey. And the impersonation that I did my senior year, one of the main focal points of that impersonation is the hat. So when you see this impersonation, the thing, when I talk to people about that impersonation, what they tell me is, oh, I love Brother's orange hat. And I'm proud to say that I had a very small role in that hat. We had been at a district soccer game. The Crusader Guard was there, and it was freezing. I don't remember how cold it was, but it was below freezing. None of us were prepared for it. So we went to Academy after school and just bought pretty much the whatever we could find to keep us warm. And I found this fluorescent orange hunting cap with the flap over ears, and I wore that, and we were standing out there in the cold, and Brother walked up and said, "Where'd you get that hat?" And I said, "I got it at Academy." Probably 2 days later at school, I see Brother walking across campus with the orange hunting cap on. And Brother, the rest of senior year, whenever it was cold, Brother had that hat on, and I'm told he wore it for many years after that.
Good morning, Strike Jesuit, and I'm Anthony Apollo here with the 1989 Teacher Impersonate...
Tony. You have permission to have all this, the camera and all the people in here and everything?
No, I don't think so, brother.
You need to talk to Mr. McCartle about it. I didn't hear anything about it. You know? And, Tony, your hair's looking a little long here. Didn't I tell you to get this cut?
Yeah, you did, brother, but I can take care of that later, okay?
Okay, well, I'm gonna...